right, guys, welcome back to another video. If it's your first time here, you enjoy what you see throughout this video, hit that subscribe button. If you've been watching for a while, which I see a lot of you have in my analytics, I see lots of returning viewers that aren't subscribed. Hit that subscribe button. I make those daily videos Monday to Friday and then stream on Sunday nights. And if you are a Spotify user, please check out the link in the description below. Check out my Spotify and follow and rate the show there. I'm trying to grow there, so that would be very, very much appreciated. But let's start off here and let's talk about Xbox and Boosteroid. If you remember Boosteroid, they are one of those streaming services that Xbox is bringing their games over to. It was a part of the ABK acquisition to put more of their games on the multiple streaming services out there. We've already seen them put games into NVIDIA GeForce Now, and now Xbox is getting their Microsoft Store and Game Pass now will be available on Boosteroid. It says here, in March last year, we announced a 10-year partnership with Boosteroid to bring Xbox PC games to more players around the world. In June, we brought the first batch of Xbox PC games to Boosteroid, and today we're taking another step in our partnership. We're bringing more high-quality immersive PC games by giving players another option to stream select games purchased through Microsoft Store on Windows or available with your Xbox Game Pass membership. They say, starting today, you can play Deathloop, Dishonored, Dishonored 2, Dishonored Death of the Outsider, Gears 5, Gears Tactics, Ghostwire Tokyo, and Pentiment. And you can also enjoy cross-play and cross-save features with your Xbox console and Windows PC for these games. So if you are on the Boosteroid service, you're now getting access to some more Xbox games that you actually were able to purchase through the Microsoft Store and obviously as well through your Game Pass membership. And this to me is a signal as to what we can hopefully be expecting going forward for all Xbox Cloud Gaming members, where it's not just going to be Game Pass through the cloud. It's going to be every game that you've purchased through the Xbox Store available on Xbox Cloud Gaming. So if you're buying games through your Xbox console or you're buying games through the Windows PC Store and you have an Xbox Game Pass Ultimate subscription, you're going to be able to play all of that stuff going forward. As we know, Phil Spencer already said via an Xbox message to a random gamer that messaged him that feature should be coming in 2024, and that I think is going to open it up a ton, because I'm sitting there sometimes and I'm on my ROG Ally or I'm on my phone or something and I don't have a game downloaded, but I would love to play a game that I purchased on my Xbox console on my Series X, and the ability to be able to do that through cloud gaming is going to be a very nice feature. So excited when that is going to drop. This is kind of a signal that it is coming soon, although it is only select games right now. I'm sure they have to work out all these licenses and all these different things that on the business side of things before they can release all of the games out there that are available within the Windows Store, within the Microsoft Store. So cool to see this happening with Boosteroid. And again, hopefully this comes to the Xbox Cloud Gaming subscription via Game Pass relatively soon. All right, let's jump over here and let's talk about Sweet Baby Inc., because this story has evolved. It has expanded since everything that has taken off with this company and the backlash it has received after they tried to get this curator group on Steam canceled and banned. If you don't know what happened, basically Sweet Baby Inc., which is a narrative development company, they consult with major developers and major publishers on how to make their stories more diverse, more diversity, equity, inclusion into their stories. There's a lot of stuff you could go into the rabbit hole here in terms of ESG, forcing these companies to do these things, and then companies like Sweet Baby Inc. popping up so that the major developers and publishers can reach those goals so they can get money from the big investors like BlackRock and Vanguard. There is a lot of rabbit hole to dive into when it comes to this. But the thing with Sweet Baby Inc. is a lot of people are now seeing the games that they have worked on, and they're making this correlation between why there has been bad writing and bad character development in games and Sweet Baby Inc. having a hand in that, trying to push political agendas down people's throats, when the reality is not everyone is political. They literally just want to go do their job, come home, relax, and when they're taken out of immersion because of politics, they get pissed off. Now, they tried to get, an employee at Sweet Baby Inc. tried to get this Steam group here, Sweet Baby Inc. detected, banned. It was very explicit on Twitter which I believe now the account is locked, so you can't see it, but there's tons of screenshots saying go report this group and also go report the curator Steam page, which clearly to me is a targeted cancellation goal that they had. And it hadn't worked because the Sweet Baby Inc. detected Steam group was at around 7,000 followers, and now it's at over 200,000 followers. But now there is potentially more to this story, as we have this here from PC Focus saying the Steam curator Sweet Baby Inc. detected is being mass reported and Steam support is threatening with banning it. Shadow Alex here on the group posted this. I'm going to have to delete all the posts for now. Well, Steam support just sent me a message that this group is receiving a lot of reports and might get deleted. So to avoid this, I'm going to just delete all the posts, because if this group falls, the curator page falls as well. I'm sorry, guys, but for now, no more new posts until it's resolved. So obviously, they're going through, a bunch of messages are getting flagged, and they're trying to resolve that. But at this point, a lot of people are going there reporting it because of the situation that is going on, and we'll see if Steam does end up shutting this group down. If they do end up shutting this group down, that is going to be a terrible thing. That's going to be a huge misfire here by Steam. I mean, at the end of the day, Sweet Baby Inc. Detected is a curator group telling people that a company that they may not want to play games that that company has worked on has actually worked on the games that they list. And that's basically all they are doing. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that whatsoever. So hopefully the group does not get shut down, but that is the latest here in the whole Sweet Baby Inc. controversy. I'm sure this thing will continue to expand. And I mean, a lot of people now know about this company. A lot of people know kind of what is going on here, why certain things do show up in video games themselves. And we haven't really seen too much mainstream talking about. We saw Kotaku talk about it. We saw PC Gamer talk about it. Both fluff pieces that completely don't even mention why this entire thing started, which was a employee at Sweet Baby Inc. trying to get this group canceled because they were just telling people about the games that they had worked on. So we'll leave that there for now, and we will move on here to Starfield. I mean, I don't know why this is in the rumors again, but it is. And I think this is going to be something that people continuously try to bring up because it gets people talking and it brings attention to them. But Starfield coming over to the PlayStation 5. Now, will that ever happen? It's not happening anytime soon based off of what Phil Spencer said. He did leave the door open. That's the reality. He did leave the door open for more Xbox games coming over to the PS5. But specifically said Starfield and Indiana Jones are not one of those games that they are working on porting over, at least right now. And Jess Corden commented on this saying, since some people are asking me about the latest round of Starfield rumors, I'll say definitively, I have great sourcing that nobody is working on Starfield for PlayStation right now. Nobody knows what the longer term future holds, but don't expect it anytime soon. And I don't think we will be seeing it anytime soon. I think there's a lot of people out there still thinking that when they do release the Shattered Space expansion, that they will be putting it out on PS5 as well. But Jess Corden here kind of shooting down all of those rumors. And I think one of the things that gets these rumors continuously happening is PlayStation fans and PlayStation fanboys wanting this to happen so bad because all of their games are going over to PC, which is angering a lot of the PlayStation fans out there. This to me is actually crazy because you guys know my stance when it comes to console exclusivity. Like, I don't care if somebody on another platform gets to play the games that I get to play. In fact, I think it is way better for the consumer when those ecosystems are opened up, and exclusivity as a feature is a marketing tool that helped these companies make a ton of money. And that is going away. We're seeing the industry shifting. And then yesterday we got the announcement for Ghost of Tsushima coming over to PC, which is a game that apparently has pissed off a lot of PlayStation fans because the PlayStation blog now is upset. A lot of people on the PlayStation blog are upset about Ghost of Tsushima's PC port. You can see some of the comments here, and it's kind of hilarious. This person says, can we get something other than boring, useless PC announcements these days? And I kind of agree with that a little bit because PlayStation has just been giving the same games over and over again. And as somebody who has a PS5, I'd love a brand new IP, something maybe from their back catalog, or just something new that isn't a remake, a remaster, or a port, I would love to see from PlayStation. This person says PC is getting more first-party games this year than PS5. Nixus can support Horizon Forbidden West and Ghost of Tsushima to PC simultaneously, but we still can't get an Astro port for PSVR 2. What a joke Sony PlayStation has become. I mean, PSVR 2, I have one. It was sent out essentially to fail. Luckily, they are giving PC support, so that will have legs. And I think the PSVR 2 headset actually has great technology in it. So I'm happy that they are giving PC support for it. This person says, trash Nixus, worst PS dev, only on PlayStation Heritage, ruined for pennies. How you fallen, Sony. This person says, yeah, and then Sony is curious why they don't reach their PS5 console sales goal. Thankfully, with key stores, I could rebuy my PS library on Steam very cheap, so I'm ready to abandon this platform, similar how Sony is abandoning it. Nintendo plus PC is the way nowadays. And then on top of that, you have a lot of people here on Steam already going to the director's cut page and just upset that this is happening, that Ghost of Tsushima is coming over to PC. Crazy times, because it doesn't affect any of these people. It's not going to make their experience for this game worse. It's literally just I'm mad that somebody else other than them on their plastic box is going to be able to play the game Ghost of Tsushima, which is a phenomenal game, and I think more people should go out there and play it and experience it. All right, let's talk about AI, because one of the things that has happened, and we've been tracking it on this channel, is the layoffs, the shrinkage of the industry, and how much it costs to develop games. One thing that is going to, I think, help these publishers and developers reduce their costs is going to be AI. That's just inevitable. No matter how many people are against it or whatever, it is inevitable that AI is going to make its way into game development. And EA here talks about generative AI that can make it 30% more efficient and boost monetization by up to 20% over 5 years. Now, this was Andrew Wilson, the CEO, speaking at the Morgan Stanley Technology, Media, and Telecom Conference on Wednesday, talking about advancements in technology and allowing the company to create richer, more personalized content increasingly rapidly. And here is what he says. Greater efficiency coupled with deeper, more immersive experiences will lead to significant audience expansion over the next few years and provide a multi-billion-dollar growth opportunity. Also says that in the past, it might take 6 months to build an in-game sports stadium. Over the last 12 months, that time has shrunk to 6 weeks. And that's a huge cost savings. Like 6 weeks that you're saving is a huge cost savings and will help it cost less overall to make these games. And it says over the coming years, it could maybe be cut down to 6 days. So that's pretty crazy. And that would be with the implementation of this type of technology. 6 days to create a in-game sports stadium would mean a couple of things. One, it's going to cost them obviously less to make these games, but two, we may actually get even more in depth and more items or more stadiums and stuff in these sports games to make it more immersive. And we're here hoping that the AI actually can do a great job of making these stadiums real one-to-one comparisons to the real life thing. That's obviously yet to be truly foreseen, but it's going to be something we will see in the future of these games. They say, and while FIFA 23 has 12 run cycles for how the players move in the game, EA Sports FC 24 has 1,200 created with generative AI. And talking about the overall efficiency, he says, what we've seen every time there's been a meaningful technological advancement in media and in technology where you are able to democratize an industry and hand it over to the population at large, incredible things happen. And so the way we think about this is, how do we build these things to be more efficient? How do we build these things to allow us to build deeper, broader, more personal experiences? And then how do we give that to the world? And once you give that to the world, where you have 3 billion players around the world creating personal content and expanding and enhancing the universes that we create, the building and creating their own universe on our technology platform, all of a sudden, we are the beneficiaries of platform economics. And for me, that's a multi-billion-dollar opportunity for us, in addition to what we would otherwise get from our regular growth. So, I mean, basically saying here that more people that can create things, giving it to the community, they're going to grow as a business. And then the gamers themselves and the products themselves will have more benefits to it in terms of creative things coming out from these creations. I mean, we will obviously have to wait and see how this all does play out. I think AI is going to have an overall positive effect on the immersion of the games that we do get. And the reason I say that is because we're going to be able to see things that we wouldn't see previously, where you would have to hire somebody to create it. It would take more time. It would cost more money. It would reduce the incentive for these companies to actually want to give like unique dialogue to all these NPCs in the world that you are exploring. But if AI can do it for an extremely cheap cost, you'll be going in cities. They'll probably feel more living, as every NPC will most likely have somewhat different looks, feels, and dialogue when you go and interact with them. That's at least my hope in terms of the immersion, but we'll see the negative part again. Always will be how many people are going to be losing their jobs because AI is going to be taking over. But that's something I think a lot of tech industry will have to tackle with going forward. All right, jumping over here, let's talk a couple of things about PS5. And the first one here is a pretty crazy bug that is happening on the PlayStation 5. Now, I don't believe it's been updated yet. Maybe by the time this video is out, will have fixed it. Hopefully that is the case. But apparently some PS5 owners are actually losing access to games that they've purchased digitally, and they're being completely wiped from their accounts. It says here, all digital licenses, including purchased games and titles added to one's library via PS Plus, become decoupled from your transaction history and more. So there's a crazy bug going on here where digital content is just disappearing off of PlayStation 5s. And all I can say about that is, one, I hope it gets fixed, and two, welcome to the digital world of video games, where at any point, at any time, even if it's a bug, your content that you've purchased that you should own could be taken away and gone into the abyss. Like, we don't know how deep this bug is. We don't know how hard it's going to be to get all this stuff back into these people's catalogs and what is going on at PlayStation. But at any moment, this digital catalog you have, it's really worth nothing, because it could just be erased off of a server and be gone. This is why, as somebody who still buys lots of physical games, I hope we never get away from that option to buy physical games. Although I think that time is coming sooner rather than later, especially as we move into the next generation, and especially as we see all digital consoles coming out. Now, the next thing is also another bug. It was a day of bugs here for PlayStation. Spider-Man 2 put out their latest update. It's a free update and it gives you a bunch of stuff, but this update accidentally unlocked the debug menus, which gives a list of potential DLC for Spider-Man. So it says here, the version 1.002 update, which went live yesterday, adds New Game Plus, which includes new features, including the ability to go beyond the base game level cap, unlock the new symbiote suit styles, and upgrade gadgets and with golden styles. It says other new features added in the update include the ability to replay missions, which I don't know why that wasn't there at the beginning, the ability to change time of day in the post game. But then players discovered it also unlocked the game's debug menus, which are used during development, obviously, to skip certain parts of the games. I think you can probably change things in the game, essentially like cheat codes you could put in there. You can get performance, diagnostics, and modifications. Now, on top of this, within Spider-Man 2, there are menus that are listed here that I guess aren't in the game yet and have a character that hasn't appeared in the game yet, and that is Beetle, who is a villain, is also the daughter of Tombstone, who is already in the game itself. So apparently there is going to be a Beetle DLC or a Beetle coming into the game itself at some point in the future. I mean, that's what this says, and maybe that was just put in there. They're working on it and it may never actually come out. They probably have information in the debug menu that doesn't make its way to the game, but we will see. This is another Insomniac, I guess, leak accidentally based off of the DLC that they have put out here for the game itself. But I'm going to end the video there, guys. If you did enjoy this video, hit that thumbs up. If you are new here, hit that subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.
Bye.